Hello everyone and welcome to the 2026 Cadillac Lyriq V. And this vehicle is pretty interesting and quite wild, and what I coined in my full touring review as the most refined Cadillac Lyriq yet, and honestly one of the most refined Cadillac products we've driven on the channel just as of yet as well. So this vehicle, if you don't know, definitely have a go watch our full touring review. Crazy horsepower, 615 horsepower, 650 pound-feet of torque in our velocity max mode here. We have a competitive mode as well, which kind of basically turns off stability control and kind of lets you kind of drift a little around corners, which is pretty crazy. You have some motor sounds, but the real cool thing about this is a lot of the luxury features. We have a opening panoramic glass roof. We have Napa leather interior on this V Premium particular one here. It feels a little bit more special. The special steering wheel here. We have some special body kit stuff. Not too crazy. I like the V graphics as well, but it's definitely more unique than a regular Lyriq, and I think it's a really strong competitor against, like, you know, an SQ6 e-tron from Audi, or even like an EQE AMG, something in that realm of area. I think this vehicle does really well. We have a 33-inch curved display, pretty quick software, really great stuff. This is, I think, the only EV from Cadillac that gets Apple CarPlay as well, which is kind of funny. Lots of great stuff in here. Great augmented reality heads-up display. But yeah, this thing's nuts. So we'll head off and start talking about the driving experience just now. Of course, reverse is on our steering wheel here. Great 360 cameras. We even get an interior camera on this one. Wave to me here as I'm filming. And a lot of great other views around the vehicle. Of course, that can be accessed in the front view as well. Regen stuff, all of that's really accessible through the system here as well. So again, a lot of easily accessible features in this vehicle. Everything is really well trimmed, easy to use, lots of real metals. We have massage, we have heating, cooling, ambient light. This thing really does have it all. And let's head off. We're in drive now, and we'll start off in not V mode. We'll start off here as we climb over some snow. Let's start off in tour mode, the most restrained mode of this vehicle, and we are in one pedal drive mode right now. I'm going to turn that off for a second, which you can actually set from different levels. So you can see we can kind of coast a little bit more. We also have a regen paddle here, which helps to bring us to a stop a little bit easier, or more controlled, however you want the regenerative braking. And I love how it's metal right here. This is a fabulous feeling. So I'll use that to bring us to a stop right here. Gently press on it, or you can press harder to adjust your regen. That feels quite nice as well. And let's head off. Now, around town, this vehicle is incredibly smooth. And the thing that Cadillac changed here, in addition to, we have an all-new steering rack. It's a little bit quicker. It's, I think, from like 18.5 or 18.4 to 1 to, I think, 15.8 to 1. It's a little bit of a quicker rack. We also have incredibly stiffened suspension and chassis dynamics here, and unique Sachs valve-based dampers here. And this is what I think the Cadillac Lyriq always needed, in my personal opinion here. It's such a great damping system on this vehicle. They're adaptive as well, like I mentioned, but it does a great job at maintaining body control while also not feeling like the vehicle is crashing over bumps, even with 22-inch wheels. The car also feels pretty maneuverable in a low town driving scenarios here, and the steering can stiffen up. If I pop it into sport mode, for example, we can stiffen up our steering. It's a little bit more artificially stiffer. V mode definitely stiffens it up even more so as well, I would say. And I like in the regen braking modes, it puts it in auto brake hold when you come to a full stop, even using this paddle here. So you can technically one pedal drive with the paddle on the steering wheel, or have it on there, or just treat it as a normal car and have it creep and you stop the vehicle. So you got a lot of different ways you can drive this Lyriq. I just put it into sport mode here for a little bit more of some spirited driving. We can feel our steering stiffen up there just a little bit. But overall, this driving experience feels way more refined than the 2024 Cadillac Lyriq Sport 2 that we tested. Even though, in day-to-day driving scenarios, this actually makes the same power as that vehicle. It's, again, only when you put it into V mode, you unlock that 615 horsepower, 650 pound-feet of torque. It's just much more comfortable, even though, again, this has 22-inch wheels going over this really broken pavement and road. Yeah, it's a little bit stiffer. It's a, sportier vehicle, but wow, does it soak up the bumps really well. It's a little bit, you feel the whole vehicle now kind of moving a little bit more so together than, before you kind of felt it at each individual wheel. So you can notice it's a little stiffer, but, they definitely did a really great job here overall. Let's have a quick acceleration up this hill in our velocity max mode. Whoa. Oh boy, okay, yeah, that power is truly nuts. It definitely comes on very strong. It does not hide itself either, and I like how we have the button on here to turn it on or off, and it puts you right back in the whatever previous mode you had in the vehicle as well. It's intense, and the launch control mode, which we'll hopefully test out in this drive here, can do this vehicle to 60 miles an hour, bring it to 60 miles an hour in 3 to 3.2 seconds. That's crazy, and it is a real world number. That's like without 1 foot rollout, so it's pretty crazy actually how quick this Lyriq V is. And you know, unlike an SQ6, for example, one of its main competitors, it has that Cadillac luxuriness to it, and honestly the interior is a little bit nicer than that Audi, I can tell you that. But the ride is just so much more cushy and soft, and in that aspect this doesn't feel as dynamic or as, you know, different as I think it should be. But again, this is just a V Sport, not a V, you know, full out V Blackwing, for example, or something like that. So that's what we should expect of this vehicle. In that sense, it's like an, you know, an X3 or X4 M40i, not a X4 X3M in that case. So in those aspects, I think this car does really well actually. In all day-to-day driving scenarios. You know, coming to a stop real quick here, if you want, you can quickly change your gauge layout. We have our energy view here. We have a map view, which can pull from Apple Maps. So I can pull in my Waze navigation right here from my Apple Maps right now, which is really, or from my Apple CarPlay. I can even go to an assisted view here, as well as a very simple, clean view. And our gauges, we have a normal and sport gauge as well that we can actually toggle through depending on when we put it into V mode or not, which I think is a really nice touch. Another quick acceleration here in velocity max mode after we come to a full stop here at this light. I'm not kidding about this thing's power, guys. It's it quite surprised me, honestly, getting into it this week. Jesus. Yeah, it's nuts. And I like how it shows you the torque and all that stuff up there. And the launch control mode, which again I hope to show, is just truly wild. It really builds up all the power this car can actually do all in just that one moment. I think that's the real one moment on this car where you really feel the full 615 horsepower and 650 torque that this can do at times. And it is a limited power, so once you go below a certain percentage in the battery pack, it will start limiting and reducing power, you know, just as you don't have as much range. So that is something you may want to keep in mind as well. Otherwise, climate controls are very easy to use in here. Navigating our infotainment system is also very easy to use in here. Apple CarPlay is a little bit on the smaller side, just like as we saw in the 2024 Lyriq we had to review, but it works well. But you know, it's also really quiet in here, which is really nice. There's active noise cancellation all around us with some speakers and microphones in the vehicle. We also are getting a lot of other great stuff in this vehicle as well, such as this panoramic glass roof, which has a shade, which I love, so I can actually close it and not, you know, be stuck with a fixed glass roof with no sunshade. I'm not a big fan when manufacturers do that, and Cadillac does that on the Escalade IQ, which I hope they can fix. Hopefully they saw my video on that, but they have a shade, they should just offer it. You know, I think people really appreciate that. It's a luxury item, but it does make a little bit of some creaks, you know. It is really cold out this week, so that may be expected, but just one thing I noted over the course of our week in testing. Otherwise, fit and finish in here has been really top notch. I think it's even better built than the 2024 Lyriq that we had tested as well. It feels really precise with all the, you know, fits and finish. That's the only creak and rattle I hear is from that sunroof, nowhere else in the cabin actually, which has been quite pleasant of an experience, I would say, this week. Okay guys, let's head out onto the highway here, pop it back into velocity max mode for just a second. And I actually enabled our augmented reality navigation system here, which only works actually with the inbuilt Google navigation system, I've noticed, at least this week. So if you really want that to work, it either works with that or Super Cruise actually in this vehicle. But let's merge onto highway here in our velocity max mode with full power. Again, really impressive amounts of power in this vehicle. And then the steering gets incredibly stiff I like that sound that we get out of this car as well. It gets very stiff in the steering as well. So on the highway here, I think, again, just as I said on the original 2024 Lyriq we had, this is a really great, wonderful highway car as well. It's very quiet, very comfortable, and this is where that floating aspect of that suspension really comes into play quite nicely. And of course we have GM's wonderful Super Cruise system on this vehicle, and this is the most latest version of Super Cruise. So I will actually turn on our assist view here for y'all so we can have a little bit of a look at that. And to enable it, we turn on adaptive cruise. Make sure adaptive cruise is on. There's a little button here that you can switch from regular cruise to adaptive cruise. You have to hold that and it'll prompt you to do so if it's not on. Press my little Super Cruise button, set my speed, and voila, that's it. Now the great thing about this system is we have a few different versions of this. So we have full hands-off Super Cruise, that was we have right now. Then we have Super Cruise on navigation. So this will actually kind of merge us into the right lane we need to be on, as long as we're using our built-in Google Maps system, for example, and it will kind of merge you over automatically to lanes when it deems it safe to do so, which I think is a really cool feature. Now this one also can do the newer style Super Cruise that's not hands-free. So that's really just full-on steering assist, lane keep assist, which you pretty much get in a lot of other vehicles, but that's what they're kind of, it's like Super Cruise hands-on, they're kind of calling it now. So it really makes it work pretty much in a lot more different environments as well, which is really nice. Now, of course, you have the automatic lane change. There's also manual lane change. It will do so when it feels like it needs to, and or if there's like an available lane next to you, which is really great as well. And I like this screen over here that's kind of giving us our information around us. We have a few different distance adjustments in here that we can adjust our gap from the vehicle in front of us to as well, which is great. And of course we have our digital rear view mirror in the car. Of course you can make that a regular mirror if you would like, or switch it back to a digital mirror as well. So a lot of great features in this Cadillac Lyriq V. So really is coming into that higher end, $80,000+ price range. I think it makes it work for itself. All these great amenities and luxuries, and I can even now that I'm in Super Cruise, turn on my massage that I have available. If I twist this little button over here on my steering wheel, I can do rolling massage, turn it off, adjust my lumbar and back cushion over there as well from that little button on the steering wheel. So again, lots of really great features on this Cadillac Lyriq, lots of great luxury features as well, as you would expect in such an expensive car. Let's try to do a lane change here. It's going to slow down automatically, lane changes for us right here, and you can see it gives us those augmented reality projections in our heads-up display up there, which look really, really cool. And always make it safe to do so. Make sure you're always watching around. Even though it is technically a hands-off lane change situation, I always want to make sure we're also safe in the vehicle as well. Really like those animations up there. I think that's really great. The only other augmented reality, heads-up displays I really see are coming out of the German manufacturer. So I think that's great that Cadillac is now kind of introducing that into their lineup as well. It's really quite nice to see. And of course, you can go all crazy, all out here with maps all over the place, and you can kind of switch this to a different view here. You can have like this multi-screen view here. But again, the really great stuff from this Lyriq over the course of this week of testing. I've been really impressed with it. Really comfortable, really great in performance. I just wish the charging speeds and charging performance could be a little bit better, and I almost wish they made this a little bit more different than the regular Lyriq. I mean, it is quite different with, the steering wheel is nice, you get a little bit extra power, but I think they could have gone a little bit more extreme in some cases to really make this stand out even more so than a typical Lyriq. I feel like it's just like almost like just a trim package that adds on the extra power, and you get these extra little bits here, but it is still a very, very nice vehicle. Don't get me wrong there whatsoever. You can see here it's saying change lanes to follow route, so it doesn't take exit ramps just right now. So I'm going to activate a manual lane change here. Refollows the car in front of us, and you can see Super Cruise is now deactivated. We're getting our projections up there. It says hands-on centering is active, so now it's doing like the Super Cruise hands-on system. This is really interesting to see. It's kind of going on an exit ramp, still having Super Cruise, enabled on navigation. You can see it's steering itself still actually, but now we need to initiate a lane change to get back onto the highway here. I'll see if it automatically should just reactivate for us in just a second. Oh yeah, look at that, it's right back on. So that's pretty cool. So it doesn't do full, you know, exit ramps just yet, but I think it's still pretty good with these systems here. So again, really great stuff here. It's trying to find another lane to merge over to in right now, which is nice. And as we are now coming out into traffic, I think you guys know what time it is. Let's have a quick audio test track here and see how this amazing AKG speaker system is in this Cadillac Lyriq. We have a few different volume knobs in here. We have 2 physical knobs here. Well, one technically here, and then we have a scroller here on our steering wheel. Okay. Pretty good audio test in this vehicle. I really do love these AKG systems in the newer Cadillacs. We have speakers literally surrounding us, including in the headrest, including above us. So really great surround sound experience in here. It's a really great, very full audio system as well. So I really appreciate that here. It's the best system on the market. Is it stand up to the, you know, Bang & Olufsen's, all those really nice systems from the German manufacturers? I would say it's really close. I mean, like really close, right up there with those systems. Especially even we just got out of the Audi SQ6 e-tron Sportback that had an upgraded system. It honestly sounds pretty close, just about on par with those systems there, which is really great to see. So again, really great stuff coming out of this 2026 Cadillac Lyriq V Premium. I hope you guys enjoyed this drive and review over at Allcarnews. And as always, stay tuned for more coming soon. Cheers.